G'day guys, it's the 30th of December now. As you can see, I've now taken the engine and gearbox out of the car. Fairly easy process. There wasn't a great deal to do there. Actually all the nuts and bolts were nice and free and quite easy to take out. There's not a great deal that needs to be done to the chassis because it has been redone about 20 years ago. It will need to have all the brakes redone, of course, and the rubbers and the bushes. The suspension will need to be redone, but other than that, it's not too bad. Just a clean up, repaint the chassis and the suspension, and put it all back together again. But what I have discovered is a little bit of an issue with the body. Let's move around here. The actual previous owner had done some slight modifications to the actual door latches on the A-pillar. If that's what it's called, I'm not quite 100% sure. He actually had a second piece of timber sitting in there, and the actual bolts were put in backwards. Instead of putting captive nuts in, he actually put in bolts backwards with a little locking device. That would have worked in principle, but once the interior kit would go in, it would be too bulky and it wouldn't fit flush like it should do. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm taking out those pieces and putting in the actual captive nuts. I've just got to find some first and pop those in. But what I did discover, the actual piece that comes from here down to the bottom here is all split and cracked up in there. So I have just started to create a new piece to fit in there out of good old Tassie timber. So that should fit in there quite nicely. So I'll drill the holes later on. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. But to get those bolts out, I obviously had to take out that panel there. So, and this panel here did trouble me a bit. It's had a lot of little rust pinholes in it that wasn't happy with. I did consider using a fiberglass bulb to cover it up, because welding it could potentially damage the timber in behind it. But since I had to take it off, I thought, no, I will actually fix it up. And taking it off, I did discover underneath it was badly corroded to the point it actually needs to be replaced, that part. I'm not going to replace the whole panel, excuse me, just that bottom section where it's all been rusted out, and that should hopefully fix up the problem. And of course, the actual firewall itself, you can see a lot of chalk marks on there. They're just where there are cracks that need to be welded up, and a couple of holes that need to be filled as well. So that's the main aim at the moment. I've never welded. I'm not going to weld. I've got it's actually my favourite uncle who is an absolute genius with the welder, and he's going to come over this morning and have a look at it and hopefully fix it up for me. Okay, over and out.